So now that we have that, the next thing we want to add is we want to add another knob. What I like to do, you can add many things, but I like this style. So this is I think this is an enumeration knob, and so that's what we're gonna add. So what we need to first do is, I have my code over here for reference, so I'm just going to take a look at it. So what I did is, you can put this into a function if you know you have many lists to make. So what I did, so we'll just add one for now, and we want to add it to that. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to create a enum knob. Alright, takes a while. Alright, so we got to give it a name. And then so I'm going to go the effect name. And I'm going to give it this array, and that means it's an empty array. So when I'm initializing this, it's just going in empty. And what we can do is we can fill it later. So I'm just going to add it, and so I still have my read node under n. That didn't change. So I can again add knob, and then I can add that. Alright. Oh, let's get rid of that. We don't need this anymore. Alright, so there it is. We have in a list with nothing in it. So what I've done is I'll probably copy my code. We want to fill it with things. So to get that effect list, I wonder if I can just... Alright, so we'll set it up for... So here's my project, and this is all constant. This is every time I make a project, I have a Python script that goes through and it builds all these directories. So every time I start something, it's always consistent. And my mantra nodes in Houdini, when they have a preset that automatically write to a place, and so it fills out the name, fills out the version, and it builds these directories for me first. So it's completely consistent. So I've built myself a little pipeline here at home. So if I want the effect name, this would be my effect name, and then I have my elements of the effect, and then I have my version. So I'm going to need 3 drop downs. And so you can fill this with any data, really. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill it with these folders here is what I'm going to fill it with. So I need to get that. So first thing, import OS. And so this is just rudimentary Python here. So I'm going to think about what I want to do. Alright, so here's my plan. First of all, I'm going to save this, because this is how I'm going to determine... Oh, different project. I am going to... We'll call it custom reader. Call it that. Alright, so what I can do is I can get the name of the nuke script. So this thing, probably it's not the best practice, but this works for me. So I'm going to be able, with this, oh, and then I'll print path so we can see what it does. Alright, so now I know where my comp is, and so here in the projects I have my O1 nuke and then my render directory, and so this is completely consistent. So what I can do with this is I can basically just split it, path r split, because I just want the first two right here. I tried pointing with my fingers and it's like, oh, you guys aren't going to be able to see that. So, and the second, I think I need the 2 and the first one. So, what does that give me? Oh, I'm going to go path equals. Bam, so there's my directory. That's what I need. And now I want to go into the render directory. Alright, so let's put that in a variable again. And now we can use the OS module to get me directories with path. And let's print this off, and I should have an array. It returns an array. Okay, cool. Now, with this, you can see how I have it set up. I have these numbers in here, and this is just a personal organization thing because I planned my project out from the very beginning, so I know that I have all these different stages, and they go in a sequential order. So that's how I organized it. But as you can see, I don't want to be selecting background and comp. I want to filter those out. So we can use another function with filter. And lambda x and x dot ends with, oh, starts with. And then we can just do this. This is a little, you know, not the best. Oh, there we go. It's not supposed to be capitalized. All right, so now I have my directories. Okay, so I'm going to put this in a variable. And now what I can do, I can call that knob of effect name. And then I can set the values to minders. Alright, let's see if this works. Yeah! Alright, there we go. So there it's filled. And so we just built ourselves a custom menu. And it can do that stuff. We can, oh, except, you know, what we need to do is we need to get a function going here that it'll do something. And so that's what we're going to do next.